This is going to be a look at one of the formations that the Ravens have used sparingly, but have not revealed all of the plays or have not utilized all of the plays that are available to them. I think I have 8 plays to run through here from ace formation. Ace formation would be 2 receivers, 2 tight ends generally, but sometimes it can be a second receiver, tightly aligned slot receivers, quarterback under center, and a running back behind him. Ace gun will be the same exact alignment from everyone here except the quarterback. The quarterback will be in the shotgun, running back next to him. I'll show you some examples of that. This first one's going to be a jet dive. So Zay Flowers is going to go in motion. We know that's going to pull some people's attention. And then the dive is opposite of it. I'm showing you this one first because it's the big hitter in terms of the yards gained on the play. Zay Flowers has not been given the ball in this motion yet, this jet motion. I call it jet motion when the quarterback is under center and the motion is going behind the quarterback. When the quarterback is in shotgun and the receiver's motion takes him in front of the quarterback's face, we would call that fast motion. One more run through of this play, and then we'll move on to the other iterations of it. So the jet goes to one side. These two guys are clearly blocking for the jet. So they're blocking it as if Zay Flowers is going to get the ball. And I think the coaches up top are just seeing how these guys are reacting. They could have run the jet because this edge defender is not seeing his key, which is Isaiah Likely, at all. And in fact is playing as if he's just looking in the backfield, which a lot of defenders do in the NFL, and they get away with it a lot of times because people don't run concepts like this that are complementary enough to exploit them. You can see that he's just staring into the backfield. The idea of the jet is to be able to let the guy run outside, leave that player unblocked, and say we don't think he's going to be able to tackle him just because of the speed and the motion. But in any case, 15-yard gain. Now, of course, from a Ravens perspective, it's actually interesting that that play was called, I think, on the 6th possession, because on the 5th possession, this is what happened. Same play call, motion by Duve, fake the jet, and then dive opposite. Lamar is not getting his steps out there to get the ball to Justice Hill, ends up being a fumble. So, number one, this clearly is something that they run often because after a fumble, Todd Monken forced Lamar to go out on the field and execute it, which he did. I can't wait to see the jet actually handed off to either Duve or Flowers. In my opinion, I'd like to see it handed off to Duve first because we make plenty of attempts to get the ball to Flowers. But here's another example of it. Flowers in motion. Lamar stepping that way. No fake to the jet at all. Gus ends up 2 yards out of bounds, so short gain. That's the under center. Now, a Steelers fan who watches this video in preparation for the Ravens-Steelers game on Sunday, they're very familiar with this concept. What's the limitation? The pass game. And for the Ravens, we've only utilized one instance of a pass play out of this formation, and it was with no motion. That was against the Texans in week 1. You can see same formation, except now you got Nelson Aguilar, a receiver, and then Pat Ricard, a fullback, playing the tight end role. So it's 20 personnel, 2 running backs, and no tight ends. Split zone look, play action. Beautiful pass by Lamar, stepping up in the pocket to Zay Flowers. Complete for 20 yards. Under center, like I said, receiver, tight ends, or running back on the other side. Split zone look, but no motion. So at some point, the Ravens are going to have to throw the ball out of this formation with motion, with the jet motion. Keep teams honest. It seems like Todd Monken is adding in 1 or 2 plays for multiple formations each week. I wonder if this week, in an ironic sense against the Steelers, Matt Canada, their offensive coordinators, run a lot of jet stuff under center, and in fact gave the Ravens defense trouble in 2022 in Baltimore with that stuff, but clearly the Steelers offense has been very inconsistent so far this year. To keep teams honest, Monken has to do what we've been talking about, which is add plays in. I'm looking for the jet motion and the give on the jet, preferably not to TJ Watt's side because he just is a game wrecker against the Ravens. Well, against everybody, but particularly the Ravens. Or I'm looking to see us hand it off on the jet and as another complementary play in the progression, fake the jet and then have Lamar kick back for play action, somewhat similar to what we just showed you, but you got to be able to pass pro off of it. All right, ace gun. We have actually handed it off on the jet, but I don't call it jet because the quarterback is in the shotgun and the receiver is going in front of him. So we would always, for the kids' sake, the kids on defensive side, we would force them to use terminology that would indicate they understood the difference. So we would call it fast sweep. Certainly not a big play. I think it's only a 3-yard gain by Zay Flowers, maybe a 2-yard gain on 1st and goal. But you can see the tight alignment. You got Flowers, likely the slots, Ricard over here. Also interesting to note that Todd Monken seems to be going away from using Ricard as a pre-snap indicator to where the run plays are going to be. Ricard is often set to the backside. Now, this is a wider version of the ace formation. You can see that the receivers is wide now, Bateman and Flowers. No motion, and it's a counter play to Gus for 6 yards up the middle in week 3. As the season develops and the teams add plays, you get a more balanced look at the offense. Again, it's ace gun, no motion. Great throw from Lamar to Zay Flowers on the comeback against what I think looked like a little bit of a cover 3. But as the season progresses, you get more plays added in, presumably, by every offense. But we know that Todd Monken is doing that. If you watched my video Tuesday night, I talked about that ad nauseum, how he is adding plays to certain formations each week to force the defense to become frozen, not be able to defend all of the concepts because so many different plays, so many different concepts have been run from the same formation, the same platform, if you will. This ace formation so far has only presented a limited number of plays, and we're now at the point in the season, if you ask me, week 5, week 6, where if you're presenting a limited number of plays from any platform, NFL defenses and players and coaches are going to be so incredibly prepared, they will be able to stop it. So this is the point in the season at which I think the balance of the offense is in question in terms of, are you going to present enough options? This is not enough for NFL defenses to not be able to stop it. The jet and then the zone dive off of it with no play action on the motion is not enough. There's too much of a tell. I think the Ravens are adding stuff in, like I said, each week, and it'll be a wonderful opportunity to use this formation, the ace jet stuff, against the Steelers, one of the few teams in the NFL that utilizes it a lot, at least under center. Appreciate you guys' time. You let me know if you'd be interested in taking a look at more formations. We're finishing up the data and hopefully going to be able to get the offense podcast out on Friday morning, maybe late Thursday night, to display the data in a somewhat concise manner and allow you to download the data and utilize it as you wish. Appreciate you guys' time. If you think other Ravens fans would enjoy this look at the Ravens ace formation so far through 4 games, then please consider grabbing a link to this video, sharing it out on social media to help this content get more reach.